I think it's safe to say that as 2025 is coming to a close, that things have been really strange with Nintendo, and it all just boils down to the Switch 2 release. As if 2024 already wasn't weird enough in the gaming industry, seeing how Nintendo teased the fact that Nintendo Switch 2 will be announced within the fiscal year, which it was back in January. Now we're in December, and holy moly, this year has been just a roller coaster of odd Nintendo decisions. Before I get any further into it, please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button, please hit the notification bell. Let's go over some of the weird decisions Nintendo has made, and just some of the other things that have been going on in the gaming industry. So first off, I just need to point out that Mario Kart World and Kirby Air Riders were released not even in a 6-month span. And that Mario Kart World, when it first released, wasn't even all that polished. Like, there wasn't a map for all the collectibles, there were only 30 tracks, the costumes and stuff are just not that organized. Now here we are in 2025, and the map actually works. Wow, imagine that. But Kirby Air Riders, I saw Sakurai's direct for Kirby Air Riders, both of the directs, and I'm like, wow, this just looks more fun than Mario Kart World will ever be. But when the second direct came out and he said that there was only going to be 18 tracks, I was like, what? But this is $70. Shouldn't it have at least 30 like Mario Kart World? But people are saying that Mario Kart World just isn't as good as Kirby Air Riders, and I think that's just because Kirby Air Riders has more replay value despite having less content. Less is more, in my opinion. Same with Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. Like, it's on the same caliber of Mario Kart World, but the price isn't that bad. The character select screen is just pure amazement. All the content actually warranting the price of $60, even though Mario Kart World didn't warrant its price. I've talked about it to death at this point, that Mario Kart World just isn't worth the price. I've said it too many times. Kirby Air Riders, while we're still on the topic of racing, just looks so much more polished. It looks so much better, like visual-wise. It kind of just looks like Smash Bros. It physically looks like Smash Bros, but a racing game, and Kirby. While Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is literally just Smash Bros, but racing based off of the roster. Like, I think that really shifted from Mario Kart World versus Sonic Racing Cross Worlds to Kirby Air Riders versus Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. That's how it went, at least according to me. And honestly, when I inevitably get a Switch 2 for myself, I think I'm going to be picking up Kirby Air Riders and Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, just because they are cheaper and look better than Mario Kart World. And shifting back to the topic of Mario's 40th anniversary released in the same year the Switch 2 released, really just opens up quite a couple of opportunities for Nintendo. Now, the anniversary itself was absolutely stunning. Like, first off, the Mario Galaxy movie was teased, which I'm still excited for. I'm going to be picking up a DVD. And then Mario Galaxy 1+2 Combo Pack released in October. I'm picking that up. I'm 100% getting that. I may have 3D All-Stars, but I'm also getting Mario Galaxy 1+2. You can't tell me off. But with that said, I'm sure it confuses a lot of people why Nintendo didn't just re-release Super Mario 3D All-Stars and give us the option to have a Switch 2 edition for it, including Mario Galaxy 2. Now, personally, I am okay with that because, I mean, we have Mario 64 on N64 Virtual Console. We have Mario Sunshine on GameCube Virtual Console coming sooner or later. I feel like Nintendo's real mindset here was that they didn't re-release Mario 3D All-Stars simply because Mario Sunshine's coming to Virtual Console at some point. And Nintendo, I feel, is just trying to make the expansion pack version of Mario's of the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pass just more worth it, so that more people will buy it. I mean, only like 30 to 40% of people who have the Switch Online membership pay for the expansion pack. Only 30 to 40%. And Nintendo is adding GameCube Switch Online. They're adding Switch 2 editions for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, so long as you get the subscription. And then there's the Virtual Boy, which I'm still not okay with. Like, if you're gonna make Virtual Boy available, why not just make it a big box $70 game? I'm not joking, just a big box version of Virtual Boy stand with, and just a big box version with the Virtual Boy stand that you can still insert into the, that you can still have the Switch 1 and Switch 2 insert into, and then the cartridge itself just has all the Virtual Boy games, but they're all just cleaned up. And because there's only 22, there's no point in having the Virtual Console since GameCube has like 600. The N64 has 300. The NES has over 1,000. I think I've made my point. Nintendo's really just trying to get us to pay for the expansion pack. And again, going back to the topic of Mario, we're getting a Switch 2 edition for Mario Party Jamboree, which, from what I've heard, there's not much content for $20. So again, it's not worth it. And then we have Mario Tennis Fever priced at $70 as well, and after the shocking failure of Mario Tennis Aces, I would not be surprised if people just skip out on this game. For me personally, I feel like Nintendo, it's a sports title featuring Mario. Most of the Switch 1 Mario spin-off games just weren't that memorable. Now, I have Mario and Sonic Olympic Games, but no one really wants to pay for Mario and Sonic Olympic Games at full price. There just isn't that much. I definitely see that Nintendo's I feel like Nintendo's acknowledging that Mario spin-off sports games weren't that great on Switch 1 just because. So they're definitely trying to make the game better with more content, and the gimmick and the racket fevers. I definitely see what they're going with, but like personally, Mario Power Tennis on the Wii, that's always going to be my favorite. But like seriously, Mario Tennis Fever just looks like the next Mario Tennis game, just overpriced. And then there's Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I was really excited to see that it was getting an expanded story mode, but 12 levels? I would have been fine with 30 levels, only two additional worlds. 30 levels in total. Brand new bosses on top of remixed bosses, but we only get one new boss, 12 new levels, 86 new figures. Now, Kirby Forgotten Land is my favorite Kirby game personally, and I'm really looking forward to trying it at 60 FPS at 4K, but 12 levels. I'm sad. I'm just saddened. Also, I know how to pronounce the final boss's name. It's Paracella Crystallis Genewell Meteonelphilus. Got it, everyone? Now, we're getting a Switch 2 edition for Mario Bros. Wonder, which is pretty much the most predictable Switch 2 edition of all time. It's basically just going to be Mario Party, but in a mainline game, and it just looks like the most fun in terms of post-content. Plus, the Koopalings are confirmed, and that makes me really excited. In terms of Zelda, we do have the Switch 2 editions for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, but we also got free updates for Link's Awakening and Echoes of Wisdom. My question is though, why didn't these Switch 1 Zelda games run better on the first Switch? Like, maybe if they just locked in the frame rate, they would have been slightly better than they already were. Like, I'm still having fun with Echoes of Wisdom, but like the frame drops, they just get so annoying at times. It's almost like the game's gonna crash. It's just bizarre. And what's even more surprising is that Age of Calamity, which is like the most laggy Switch 2 Zelda game, if you want to refer to it as a Zelda game, it didn't get a Switch 2 edition so that it locks in at 60 FPS. So instead, we're just getting a new Hyrule Warriors game, and it's $70, and not everyone is a big fan of Warriors games. Now, personally, slashing away at 1,000 enemies in 10 seconds sounds like my type of game, but I'm not sure how many people are actually pleased with a Warriors game. So that's really the main caveat here. And then in even worse terms of Zelda, Wind Waker is getting put on Virtual Console, on GameCube Virtual Console, which just outrages me. Like, Nintendo wants to sell stuff there at $80. Sell us the Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition on GameCube, but for Switch, and make them all remakes. Give us Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask looking amazing at 60 FPS with amazing remixed music. Give us the Wii U version of Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, but make it so that you don't have to use the amiibo to unlock Hero Mode. And while you're at it, maybe just cut down the loading times and some of the filler content in that game, because making it at least 10 hours shorter would probably benefit the game quite a bit, especially in terms of side quests. And Wind Waker is like the best of them all, but it's getting put on Virtual Console. And the trash ton of bloom on the Wii U is what made the game so detailed and amazing to play for me, but despite so many of the quality of life changes, the bloom, there's just like too much bloom. So maybe if they turned down the bloom a little bit, it would have made it superior to the GameCube version in my book. Like, I'm not sure how many people prefer the GameCube version, but I think in terms of graphics, the GameCube version of Wind Waker wins by a long shot, but in quality of life features, the Wii U version of Wind Waker wins, but they should probably turn down the bloom if they're going to compilationate it. That's a real word, I made it up. But we can't just include all the 3Ds, we can't just include 3D Zeldas here. Let's put in Zelda 4 Swords. Why not? Zelda Minish Cap. Whoa! In total, that would give us 6 games for the price of $80. People would buy that in a heartbeat. I would buy that in a heartbeat. But no, Nintendo just prefers their Virtual Console. They want to sell us stuff, sell us a compilation. Nah, we'll just choose Virtual Console. It just drives me insane. But let's not talk about definitely the game highlight of the year, DK Bonanza. It's amazing to play. The graphics look great. The frame drops are minimal. It's very Mario Odyssey coded, and the worst part, and you want to know what the worst part is? It messed up the Mario timeline. Great. I'm clapping. Like DK Bonanza, it looks amazing. It definitely, I've heard people say that it warrants the $70 price tag. And let's not forget about the most important part. DK finally returns to 3D after Donkey Kong 64. I'm not sure why they could, but no game is perfect. There's always something there's always a couple of flaws in the game, but this is by far one of the best DK games, just by hearing public opinion. Although, in a general consensus, I'm not exactly sure if it'll top Diddy Kong Racing, if you call that a Donkey Kong game in quotations. And Pokemon, first off, Pokemon Legends ZA, people are saying that the graphics look bad, and personally, I think they look good enough to fit the bill, but I guess I just haven't been paying attention to every bit of the graphics. People are saying that the graphics look bad, and I honestly don't get what they mean. The walls of the buildings, I can definitely tell that they're just flat images and that there's not much detail to them. And all the characters and Pokemon themselves look great, the environments look great. I just don't understand why people are saying that. Pokemon Legends ZA looks good to me, and I've played Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, so I kind of have a tiny taste of what the graphics style kind of looks like on Switch. In terms of Pokemon, anyway. And the Mega Evolutions look amazing, and even better, the Mega Evolutions and Mega Dimension, the DLC, look even better, and the DLC just came out. But that's not all the news in Pokemon. I mean, looking at Pootopia, it basically just looks like Animal Crossing, but like Pokemon. and that looks fun. It definitely looks fun, and I actually have been enjoying Animal Crossing New Horizons. I was never an Animal Crossing guy at first, but I tried out Animal Crossing New Horizons when it first came out in 2020, and I'm like, wow, I'm having more fun with Pokemon Horizons than I ever could have imagined. And the DLC for Animal Crossing New Horizons is really lacking much, and the free update coming for Animal Crossing at some point in 2026, as well as the Switch 2 edition. Why not just make the new content in the free update in the Switch 2 edition? That's what drives me insane, but that's a conversation for another time. But the point is that Pootopia, that definitely looks fun, but it's a first-party Nintendo game made by Game Freak. It's a game keycard. That completely just kills it for me. I'm the type of guy who likes collecting physical games. It's getting a game keycard variant. I mean, just dang. For the Switch 2, I'm pretty much just going to be abandoning third parties, and I'm just going to play them on my Xbox and stuff. Yeah, I'm just going to be full on abandoning third parties for my Xbox, so that I can keep collecting physical first party Switch games. But I don't get it. I thought that Nintendo would leave first parties alone, but I guess since Pokemon isn't exactly owned by Nintendo directly, a pun not intended, I guess that means that some Pokemon Switch 2 games are just going to be game key cards, which just, it hurts. Pootopia definitely looks fun in its own right, and as someone who's played and really enjoyed Animal Crossing, I'll probably be picking it up also for the fact that I'm trying to be working on collecting every Nintendo first-party game in existence in 10 years, so lol to that, I guess. I don't really know what else to say that hasn't already been said. Nintendo has definitely flopped things when it comes to how the gaming industry has gone. But it's not even just Nintendo. The Xbox ROG Ally, it definitely looks like the definitive way to play your Xbox games on the go. But also, it's more expensive. The games themselves will be fine, but Microsoft had increased the prices for Xbox's stuff, and I'm like, dang it, Nintendo, you're being a bad influence on everyone. And also, I believe my mom sent me something about a possible PlayStation 6 coming at some point. But really, the main meat and butter of 2025 is just Nintendo releasing the Switch 2, bumping up prices for games, and just making a lot of really dumb decisions that haven't warranted any prices. And then there's some odds and ends here and there with stuff like Close to You for Pikmin, Brie Larson and Benny Safdie as the voice actors for Rosalina and Bowser Jr., Kirby Air Rider's $50 amiibo, DK Bonanza's DLC, and Splatoon Raiders being teased shortly after the Switch 2 got released. I guess in the best summary I can possibly give, Nintendo has come up with the best ideas for the Switch 2 while executing them in the most expensive ways that are probably gonna do themselves harm. By just the fact that they increased it from $60 to $80 instead of, dare I say, $60 to $70, and they haven't warranted any of their prices on top of that, I guess that it's basically just the kiss of death for them. If Nintendo wants to fully commit to this, then they've gotta warrant their prices. DK Bonanza's DLC, it should have been a freebie, should have been a free update down the road, just as an example for Nintendo to get us used to paying the more expensive price tag by giving us freebies down the line. So yeah, Nintendo has basically done the kiss of death, and now that Metroid Prime 4 has been out for a while now, let me know what your opinions are on it. Let me know how you think Nintendo is going to tackle 2026. I'm going to get out of here and see whether or not I'm going to commit to making my next ranked video with an actual tier list this time. And then, so keep an eye out, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching.